Mount Rushmore in South Dakota is one of the United States' most famous mountains, and to many, it's the country's most precious. Carved into the rock are the faces of 4 US presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. Washing some of the largest and most stared at faces in the world is no easy feat. Cleaning the white granite faces, each 18 metres high, is a large and sometimes dangerous challenge. In 2005, a German company spent 5 weeks removing years of dirt, grime and lichen for free. But since the remarkable sculptures were completed in 1941, the spring face wash has been an annual task, and so far, no fatalities have been recorded during its construction or maintenance. The annual cleaning of the memorial is a specialised task, which until recent years was made more difficult by the fact that the area was inaccessible, which meant that workers needed to carry their own equipment. The process largely remains the same. A man is lowered over the memorial in a special harness. How long the job takes depends on the weather. If it's fine, the faces can be cleaned in a week. But if the weather's bad, conditions become very dangerous, and the men have to stop work and leave the giant monument to the mountain goats. The memorial was conceived as a shrine of democracy, with the presidents representing the founding, expansion, preservation, and unification of the United States. After receiving the commission in 1924, sculptor Gutzon Borglum selected the Mount Rushmore site in the Black Hills, believing that its dimensions of 300 metres long and 130 metres wide suited his purpose well. It proved an inspired choice, but the task was monumental. From 1927 until its completion, more than 350 people were employed to help its carving. 90% of the mountain was carved by dynamite. The remaining fine finishing was accomplished with air hammers. Workers became so skilled that using dynamite, rock could be removed to within a few inches of its finished surface. One by one, the faces were uncovered and dedicated. Washington in 1930, Jefferson in 1936, Lincoln in 1937, and Roosevelt in 1939. Today, more than 3 million people visit Mount Rushmore each year. Borglum said of his great work, "A beauty in stone that bears witness to the great things we have accomplished as a nation, placed so high it won't pay to pull it down for lesser purposes." When Gutzon Borglum carved the faces, he saved the white granite dust, which is stored in a cave in the memorial. It is mixed with linseed oil and white lead and painted over the relief to hide the scars of winds and rain. But by May 1992, the monument needed further careful restoration. It was feared that historic features were in danger of disappearing. Borglum's mixture of granite dust, linseed oil and white lead had finally been superseded by more modern materials. Workers used a new type of sealant on the mountain in hopes of making the monument more resistant to erosion and other detrimental weather conditions. The sealant covered cracks in the faces. And with so much loving care and attention, the faces are looking as good as new. A fitting preservation of one of the world's great landmarks.